In a mental asylum in Vienna, a doctor met his untimely end. The truth he uncovered should have saved countless lives in his time, yet it was ignored. His discovery, precisely because of its simplicity, shattered the pride of physicians worldwide, leading to the deaths of numerous patients. Mortality rates consistently exceeded 20%. Had doctors heeded his warnings, the dawn of modern medicine would have arrived far sooner, saving innumerable lives. But instead, this historic failure stemmed from systemic causes that persist even today. When the correct clashes with the new, why do humans turn a blind eye? In this video, you will learn why a correct theory was rejected, identify the forces of resistance, and understand what modern organizations can learn. Now, let's delve into the full scope of this collapse. The main feature also provides a detailed explanation of his communication skills. In mid-19th century Europe, much of medicine remained a mystery. Puerperal fever, in particular, posed the greatest threat to physicians. The Vienna General Hospital was no exception. Women after childbirth fell victim to high fevers, one after another losing their lives. The cause was unknown, leaving doctors feeling helpless. It was truly a disease of death. Into this era arrived Ignaz Semmelweis, a young Hungarian physician, assigned to the Vienna General Hospital. He was appointed assistant professor of obstetrics. Filled with hope, he vowed to uncover the cause of this inexplicable illness and save countless lives. His gaze was sharp, full of keen observation. At the time, the obstetrics department of the Vienna General Hospital had two wards: first clinic, where students trained, and second clinic, supervised by midwives. Semmelweis soon noticed a disturbing fact. The mortality rate from puerperal fever in the first clinic was abnormally higher compared to the second clinic. The difference was stark. In the first clinic, sometimes 10% to 20% of expectant mothers lost their lives. It was as if death itself had taken hold. Yet no one could pinpoint the cause. Semmelweis became convinced that unraveling this mystery was his life's mission. One day, Semmelweis's colleague accidentally cut his finger with a scalpel during a pathological autopsy and died displaying symptoms identical to puerperal fever. This event sparked a revelation for him. Doctors who handled cadavers in the dissecting room proceeded directly to the delivery room to examine pregnant women. Could this practice itself be carrying death? He proposed the concept of cadaverous particles. Something invisible, he theorized, was entering pregnant women's bodies from cadavers through doctors' hands. To eliminate these cadaverous particles, he introduced a groundbreaking measure: thorough hand-washing with chlorinated lime solution. It was simply washing hands. The results were astonishing. Within just a few months of implementing hand-washing with chlorinated lime solution, the puerperal fever mortality rate in the first clinic plummeted dramatically. Mortality rates, once exceeding 20%, rapidly fell below 3%. This was an achievement truly worthy of being called a miracle. Semmelweis was convinced he had made a discovery that would profoundly change the history of human medicine. Indeed, everything had gone smoothly so far. However, his theory was not only rejected by the medical establishment of the time but met with vehement opposition and ridicule. Medicine at the time was dominated by archaic concepts like miasma theory and humorism. The idea of invisible particles causing disease was simply not understood. Furthermore, the act of washing hands forced doctors to confront the fact that they themselves had been transmitting diseases to their patients. This fundamentally challenged their professionalism and ethics, causing many physicians profound humiliation. Admitting their own errors proved difficult. Semmelweis's own personality also proved to be his undoing. His passionate and overly direct nature provoked existing authorities, creating many enemies. Moreover, his theory was criticized for lacking clear scientific basis, as the concept of germs had not yet been established in his era. Despite clear statistical data demonstrating its effectiveness, his claims were dismissed on the grounds of theoretical shortcomings. But here, a hidden pitfall lay open, unnoticed by all: a deeper darkness woven by human psychology. Doctors collectively resisted having their long-held conventions and authority threatened. The existing order was prioritized over a new truth. Everyone was trapped by past practices, clinging to "this is how it has always been," and refused to admit their own mistakes. It was precisely the psychology of sunk cost fallacy. Semmelweis's communication skills also exacerbated the situation. He attempted to overpower his opponents with logic, provoking emotional backlash. In his insistence on his own correctness, he wounded their pride, creating formidable enemies instead of gaining cooperation. As a result, Semmelweis was dismissed from the Vienna General Hospital in 1849 and forced to return to his native Hungary. However, he did not give up. Becoming head of obstetrics at St. Rocca's Hospital in Budapest, he again rigorously enforced handwashing and dramatically reduced mortality rates there. His theory was published as a paper in academic journals, but it continued to be ignored by the Viennese medical community. His struggle remained unrewarded. Without understanding from those around him, his mental state gradually deteriorated. Several years after publishing his paper, he hurled insults at doctors in open letters. His passion transformed into madness, ultimately leading to his confinement in a mental asylum. And, ironically, he himself succumbed to sepsis. The very disease he fought so valiantly against, sepsis, was the same cause that claimed his own life. It was a cruel twist of fate. Years after Semmelweis's death, the establishment of germ theory by Pasteur and the advocacy of antiseptic methods by Lister scientifically proved the correctness of his theory. And so, handwashing became universally accepted as the most fundamental infection prevention measure in medical settings. However, the cost had been immense. Countless lives were lost simply because a single, simple truth was not accepted. This remains a painful tragedy in the history of science. The tragedy of Semmelweis answers the question of why a correct theory was rejected: human pride, vested interests, and the dangers of groupthink. The true identity of his resistance was the medical community itself, a collective of people afraid of change and bound by established notions. And the lesson for today is the importance of never neglecting objective facts shown by data, and always embracing new discoveries with an open mind. From this tragedy, we must learn that organizational customs and individual pride can sometimes blind us to the truth, leading to irreversible failures. The tragedy of Semmelweis continues to question how our society should always confront change and innovation. Why was a correct theory rejected? Who were the forces of resistance? And what are the lessons for today? Reflect on these three questions presented in this video, considering them in the context of your own organization or daily life. The quality of decision-making will differ significantly between those who understand this failure and those who do not. History is learned to prevent its repetition. The tragedy of Semmelweis continues to resonate as a warning for the future. It is our responsibility to acknowledge its profound weight. If you found this video insightful, please subscribe and give it a like. We release a new history of failure every day.
この失敗は歴史のほんの1ページ。世界にはまだ語られていない失敗が数多くあります。失敗の歴史をチャンネル登録して次の物語もぜひご覧ください。